Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, TGIF. It is a chilly, misty kind of morning. I say chilly because it isn't really cold compared to other parts of the country, but there is a nip in the air and it's misting, but that's all right because we are heading that way, down there, to get some hot biscuits. It's our first time here, so first time for everything. Brand new company here in Oviedo called the Maple Street Biscuit Company. That was fun. When you first walk in, they have a chalkboard with a question. If you were a reindeer, what would your reindeer name be? They ask you that when you also make your order. I said, I don't know. First thing that came to mind was bourbon whiskey. They said, okay, that's your name now. So when they called my name, you know, like at Starbucks when they call your name when your coffee's ready, they call bourbon whiskey, orders up. Let's head home and eat. Then after a brief bite to eat, back in the car to the store. But first, show you guys this school they're building over here called the Creative World School. I've kind of been documenting the progress as it's been built, and it looks like nearing completion. I only bring up that school for one reason. One of my goals for early 2018 is to apply to that school and hopefully get interviewed for a teaching job there when they open. But before that happens, a trip to Publix is necessary because I'm here at Publix for two very important reasons. Number one, Bridget said she wanted shepherd's pie for lunch, which is pretty cool. I can make that. But also our dog Luna is not feeling too well. So when our dogs are a little under the weather, a little stomach problem, we usually make them homemade dog food. So how can I make Bridget's shepherd's pie and homemade dog food in the same meal? Make them both delicious. Let's see. I have an idea though. But first we need some ingredients. Alright, so we got the meat, we got some pumpkin and potatoes and sparklers, of course. One more thing to get. Big old bag of mixed vegetables. It's chilly in here. Alright, I think we're good. Let's get home and start cooking. Alright, step one. I have some ground beef and some ground turkey in here, browning in some olive oil. Over here I've got some hot water in the kettle for my potatoes. Then, I don't always use Idaho instant potatoes, but sometimes when you're in a pinch and a time crunch, it works just as well. Instant potatoes, evaporated milk, and butter and the water. Don't forget these guys, a little salt and pepper. Okay, once your meat is done, and I did add a little salt and pepper to that, it goes into a separate bowl till later. In here, heat up some olive oil, and then in go the veggies with a little more salt and pepper until it's time to bring everyone together. Now I didn't really cook the vegetables, I just heated them through so everybody was at the same temperature. But over here I took some of the meat, put it into my pie pan here. Next, add a layer of vegetables, come back over here, and put all of this back in here. A little steamy. My dogs love pumpkin, and pumpkin is a great ingredient in this wonderful homemade dog food. It's very good for them, and like I said, they love it. And I do have an audience member right here, curious about what's happening in the kitchen. You ready to eat some food? Huh? It's almost ready. She'll be right here until I'm done. Let's get it mixed up. This is still very hot, so I pulled some off the pan onto a paper plate for this little one down here as soon as it cools off. But in the meantime, our shepherd's pie needs some potatoes, and it should look like this. And there you have it. Two meals, one beautiful shepherd's pie, just gonna pop in the oven and ready to eat. Get it nice and hot all the way through, and of course, wonderful homemade dog food. For this little one who's still waiting You want to try some of your food? You want to try some of your food? I think it's cool off now. Let's see. I know Bridget will love that. But will she love that? Let's find out. You ready? I would say success. And to the cook go the dishes and the extra potatoes. And while you're waiting, it is okay, for quality control purposes, to taste. That was fun. I love cooking for Bridget or our dogs. As long as they have a nice meal and they're happy with what I've cooked, I'm happy too. We don't always make homemade dog food for our dogs, but if you have dogs or any kind of animals, you know when they're a little upset, when their tummy's bothering them or they're just not feeling well. So give them a little pick-me-up meal, brings them right back to where they were. So I've got a junk pile behind me in a garage that has been neglected. So I'm going to spend the rest of today working in there. Then I'm going to begin something new. And that something new has to do with this guy right here. I picked him up at Target, I believe, like 2 years ago. There were a lot of these. I bought some really creepy fun ones at the Dollar Tree this year too. So this has been a fun Halloween phenomenon for the past few years. He's about 2 years old. He sat up on one of our jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween this year, but it's time for a makeover. It's time for a before and after. This is the after, of course, but we're going for the before. So stay tuned for that in a day or two, hopefully tomorrow. But in the meantime, I wish you guys well. Thank you for watching and tuning in, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys later.